Okay, let me ask you something. Do you ever find it harder and harder to just sit down and read a book? Or maybe you struggle to get through a long movie without getting distracted? Or, and this is a big one, you just find yourself picking up your phone for no reason at all? Well, if that sounds familiar, I want you to know it's not just you. Something is happening to our brains, and the reason for it might just be in the palm of your hand. Let's really break down what's going on inside your head.
I mean, really think about it. You sit down at your desk, you're ready to work, you've got all the intention in the world, and then boom, 5 minutes later, your focus is just gone. Does that sound about right?
Or how about this one? You're standing in line at the grocery store, maybe waiting for the microwave to ding, and that tiny moment of quiet, of just being, is instantly filled by your hand automatically reaching for your phone. It's almost a reflex, right?
And then there's the classic multi-screen juggle. You're trying to watch a show, but you're also eating dinner, and you're texting with a friend, all at the same time. If any of this is hitting home for you, then what we're about to get into is, well, it's pretty important. Okay, first things first, and this is the most crucial thing to understand right off the bat. This isn't some kind of personal failing. It is not a lack of willpower on your part. The problem, as we're about to see, is actually baked right into our biology. No, you are absolutely 100% not alone in this. This feeling of constant distraction, of having a brain that just can't seem to settle down anymore, it's a shared experience for millions, probably billions of us all around the globe. In fact, just look at this number. Over 1 billion of us spend an average of 3 hours a day, every single day, just scrolling through social media. And hey, in some places, that number jumps up to over 4 hours. But you know, the real question isn't just that we're doing it, it's why. And the answer to that why lies deep inside our brains. It all comes down to a tiny but incredibly powerful little molecule. So let's talk about dopamine. So what is it really? The easiest way to think of dopamine is like the brain's reward signal. It's that little chemical, hey, good job, you get when you accomplish something. But, and this is key, it's even more powerful when you encounter something new and unexpected. Just like Stanford professor Anna Lemke says here, the brain perceives new information as a reward. And that right there is the secret. Our brains are fundamentally wired to seek out novelty. And you know what? Social media platforms have become absolute masters at delivering it on demand. But here's the twist. They don't just give you a steady, predictable stream of rewards. No, they use something far, far more powerful. They use unpredictability. It's what's called a random reward system, and it works just like a slot machine. You pull down to refresh your feed, and maybe you see a hilarious video. Maybe you see a message from an old friend, or maybe you just see a boring ad. It's that maybe, that chance, that keeps you hooked and makes you pull that lever or scroll that screen again and again. And this is probably the most mind-blowing part of it all. It turns out it's not actually finding the great post that gives you the biggest dopamine hit. It's the anticipation of finding it. That little moment of waiting, of wondering what's going to come up next, that's where the real chemical magic happens. That's what compels you to scroll just one more time. And when that loop, scroll, anticipate, reward, repeat happens day after day, hour after hour, something really profound starts to happen. You see, this isn't just about forming a bad habit. We're talking about physically reshaping your brain. Now, that might sound a little like science fiction, but it's one of the most fundamental principles of neuroscience. It's called neuroplasticity. Your brain is not fixed, it's plastic. It physically changes and rewires itself based on the things you do over and over again. And this isn't a theory anymore. We actually have the receipts. A 2021 study literally used brain scans to compare heavy social media users with light users. And what they found was stunning. In the heavy users, a part of the brain called the putamen, which is linked to habits, was producing a lot less dopamine. The brain was physically adapting, trying to balance out the constant high-speed stimulation it was getting. So what does that actually mean for you in your day-to-day life? It means your brain gets used to a much faster rhythm. It starts to crave that instant gratification, becoming more impulsive. And all those slower, more focused activities, like reading a deep book or having a long, uninterrupted conversation, or even just watching a complex movie, they start to feel almost painfully slow, maybe even boring. Your brain has simply been trained for a different speed. And that brings us to the most important part of this whole thing. Because now that you know what's happening under the hood, you have a choice to make. I want you to really let this sink in for a second. Your phone isn't just destroying your brain or wrecking your attention span. That's not quite right. It's actively training it. Every single time you interact with it, it's like a repetition in a workout. The only question is, what are you training for?
Because look, you're always training for something. On one side, you have the training for distraction. Every time you scroll, that's a rep. Every notification that pulls you away is a lesson. Every quick, flashy video is a drill. But on the other side, there's another kind of training, the training for focus. Every page of a book you read, every focused block of deep work you do, those are reps and drills too.
So in the end, the question isn't really about whether your phone is good or bad. It's about you. Now that you know how it works, now that you know you're always in the gym, what are you training your brain for? The choice, as always, is yours.